Good afternoon, this is Dr. Bonsai, Dr. Bonsai's Beam Emporium, and I have the last but not least part of Wave 2 expansion, the one that I think a lot of people in the game were waiting for, which is the Wargames expansion. Functionally what this does is this gives you the rules to establish kind of like a points buy system for your figure, so that you can, instead of using the drafting mechanic in the standard game, you're going to be using a points buy system that they'll establish for you. So as you can see, you actually get a fairly decent amount of cardboard. You get new weapon cards, you get more weapon tokens, you get more weapon drop tokens, and you get cards. I'm going to take a look at these cards and I'm going to try to compare them like for like with the ones that exist in the game, because I have a sneaking suspicion that there's going to be some things that are different. So, all right. So that is the contents. So you get, okay. So there we go. So you get the weapon tokens, and you get the other. I'm not sure what those ones are for. And then you have the item drops. So grenades, overshields, barriers, etc. And then you get a little Wargames book. So basically, oh, okay, here we go. So you have, okay, so they introduced the concept of factions. So you have, okay, so you have, okay, so you say, okay, I want to play 150 points, or so you walk through the process of choosing which thing you're gonna choose, and then you look at, okay, what do I want to do here as far as, you know, oh wow, Master Chief is 88 points. So you say, okay, I'm going to take a brawler. He's going to be 39 points with a bulldog, or hey, I'm going to take him with a needler. So it gives you the points values for each one of those choices, and then you can take an M11 combat knife as an extra weapon for 4 points per miniature. So all of a sudden the JFO, the guy that I showed last video that was just had a target designator in his fists, you can give him a knife. So it's like, hey, it sucks having just a target locator. Here's a knife for 4 points. I don't know why they wouldn't have just cooked that in with the stat line personally. That's me. So you have that, and then you have kind of the banished thing. So you have obviously not that much. So you have the Sangheli, and then you get the base points for each one of those, and then you can buy for 2 points an energy dagger, and then you get 3 new keywords: EMP, guarded, and stable. Now I heard a lot of static online about people saying, "Oh, this is worse than Games Workshop. They're going to introduce new keywords and they're going to make us buy for it." Apparently, there's going to be an app. There's going to be a rules app and a with the points in it and everything. So calm yourself. So you have points for all the weapons. So you can take an additional weapon. So you can have, the JFO guy. So all of a sudden, the JFO guy with a target locator makes more sense. So it's like, okay, I'm going to give him a combat knife, and then he's also going to have a spike rifle or a Covenant Combrand or a shotgun or something like that. So you can make those choices, and then you can also add grenades, and then you can also add equipment. So you can tool these guys out pretty extensively. You can even do command upgrades for them. Wow! So you can really flex. So you can really flex your muscle with how to build that, and it shows you kind of the cards, how they look now. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to look at 2 new scenarios: total control. Oh, control zone. Okay, gotcha. All right, so and then attrition. All right, cool. So nice little teeny book. So first we're going to look at these guys. So you have okay, so you have the Mark 7. Okay, so these are Okay, so... Okay, so they kind of laid out the information a little bit differently. So the speed is down here. The... how do they... They really did screw with this, didn't they? Let's see here. Okay, unit... Okay, so that's armor. Okay, gotcha. All right, so speed, armor, fight, ranged attack, save. So all that is identical. Energy shield 2, and then you get the little pips up top for the energy shield, and then you get the little slots down the bottom, and then you get the pickup slot, or you have the and then you have the close combat weapon slot. So, okay, all right, I'm tracking now. So as you can see, this guy has, you know, a fixed loadout. He's got the assault rifle, and he's got a knife. This guy just has his fists. So if you want that knife, you gotta buy it. So, okay. All right. I'm tracking now. So, whoop. So I would hesitate to say that these replace the other ones. I think if you're doing like a local tournament or something like that, like an official tournament, they're probably gonna use the points buy just to get you by. Yeah, so basically the only difference between these and the other ones that I can see so far are that the Spartans are using their fists, and they don't have their built-in M11 combat dagger. So, and you've got guys with pulse carbine, you have the brawler, you have the Svezda with the cinder shot. You have the Spartan Deni with the Stalker rifle. And then you have the Sangheli mercenaries. So again, these guys don't have the additional whatchamacallit. They don't have the additional energy dagger that comes standard. So you have that, and then you have the fists, the needler. Now, this is interesting. So I knew that there was going to be a difference with Sangheli here for the guy with the plasma rifle. Let me pull that card. So as you can see, the plasma rifle has continuous fire, ESD, long, rapid fire. This has continuous fire, ESD, rapid fire. So that means that long no longer applies, or at least that's my interpretation, at least until we get like an FAQ. So that I think is an interesting little hiccup or wrinkle there. So things are different, but they're not so different that they're as to be unrecognizable, if that makes any sense. So so again, most of these are going to be identical or the same. Then you have the Spartan JFO with the concussion rifle, Spartan CQB with the energy sword in his fists, Hazov with the shotgun, Gungnir with the plasma launcher, and then finally Master Chief. And then you have the Banished. So there's a friendly Banished model in the same cube or adjacent cube. Oh, okay, gotcha. So this is actually a new Banished special order, so that's good. So, okay, cool. And then UNSC, return to sender. And you get, and then we're back to, did I get 4 of those? I don't know. No, I don't think I did, so, okay. I don't know. Okay, so I think I might have just shuffled this. There we go. I shuffled that up incorrectly. So, all right. Well, there you go. So so that's some good content there. So you have your Spartan pile, you have your Banished pile, which will grow ever larger, and then you have finally the new weapon cards themselves. And again, these are mostly so that you can staple in air quotes to your characters, so that you can do other things. So if I remember correctly, these are also going to be more or less identical to a lot of like the weapon drop ones, and a lot of these are going to be just the same. So you know, the Spartan lasers, heat waves, needle rifles, plasma rifles, repeaters, magnum, Spartan laser, energy sword, gravity hammer, spanker. So okay, so this is. I feel like these are like they're color coded by weapon type. I don't know. Close combat? I don't know. No, not close combat because some of this stuff is ranged. And then you have like energy. So you have like the knives and stuff like that. So you can give everybody on your team like a knife or an energy dagger. So that's nice. That's cool. And then finally, we're finally getting to the miniatures here. Because a lot of this was just like looking at the cool stuff that comes with the rules nowadays. So you have the JFO with the concussion rifle, one of the most cursed objects that came out of Halo. I think it was Halo Reach, is when we first started seeing these things, and we're just like, it's like, oh yeah, I love having a zealot fire this at me on legendary. That's not rage inducing at all. But now you get shoes on the other foot now, so there you go. And then you get this guy with this one's got a little bit of a curve to it, so I think he's gonna need some straightening with hot water. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. First one that I found that actually looks like that, so I don't know. Yeah, but that's all right. I can make do. And then CQB guy with the power sword, or the energy sword. Looks sharpish. And then last but not least, the Gungnir with the plasma caster or plasma launcher. All of these, again, look really fantastic. Again, the advice that I gave previously about all the other stuff in these expansions still stands. Wash your miniatures. Give them a bath in hot soapy water, so that they will simply, so they'll the paint will adhere to it and you won't have that. So now so I guess the key thing is, like, if you were just gonna buy the one thing out of all these Wave 2 expansions, what would you buy? If I had to say the only must-buy thing, or like the critical to buy thing that I would recommend to people, I would say it's the Wargames add-on, because it gives you the points buy system, it gives you 2 new scenarios, it gives you a ton of, it gives you the cards that are geared specifically for the Wargames style expansion, and yeah, so that's where my head is at with that personally. So I think there's a lot of value in this. I think it's going to be good for players. So, but yeah, that would be my buy. So that would be my recommendation. You know, the Cerberus Fireteam Cerberus is nice to have. The Wargame expansion pack, I think, is kind of a must-have if you had to say, okay, money's tight, I've got $40. What's the one thing I should get out of this wave? This is it, because this is where your bang for your buck is. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for dropping by and watching this. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I have Ko-Fi. Every little bit helps. I try to put everything that goes into that Ko-Fi back into buying review copies for stuff. Specifically right now I'm focusing on Halo, because honestly there's not a whole lot going on with BattleTech right now that I care about. So if you guys care about that, you guys want to see more content like this, go to ko-fi.com/DrBonsai. That's pretty much it. You guys have a great day.